So what we're going to be talking today a little bit about is starting Claytonia, which is a native green from I believe northern Mexico to all the way up to BC. 100 grams will give you about 30 or vitamin C throughout the day. So it's actually one of the more powerful greens that you could be growing in your garden, and it also comes back every year, usually around January, February in the cooler season, as well as Mache as well is another one that will come back year to year in cool weather. Both of them are really good for nutrient wise. You know, they give you more nutrients than most lettuce in the store. So basically what we want to do here, most seeds, they need to have a soil that's quite peaty, some that's quite fluffy, so there's a lot of airflow, but also enough soil mass to hold the moisture so it doesn't dry out. So this soil, what we use is my soil. It's an organic soil. Basically it's just peat moss, perlite, compost. This actually has a little bit of zeolite and kelp in it, so kelp is great for your leafy greens if you're going to be doing you know, lettuces and kales and things like that. So basically the way I do it, I just kind of fill all these trays with the soil. Yeah, so basically with these, you can use either a 6-pack, 9-pack, whatever cells you want to use. I prefer using the cells first than to direct sow, only because direct sow you can lose the seeds quite easily in the ground. Some can rot, some can be eaten by the birds. So I like to use the cells first just to sort of get all the plants started, and then I can transplant them afterwards before they get too root bound in the cells as well. Because a lot of the vegetables, especially Claytonia, if they get too root bound and they're not getting enough nutrients, they will go into flower and you'll lose your greens quite fast from the stress. So you do want to get them out of these containers as fast as you can, or at least, you know, keep up with your fertilizing. I fertilize once every 3 days once the plants are ready to be fed. So these containers, like I said, just gently pack the soil in there, just kind of like this. Get rid of the excess soil. Right. And then with these, I like to get them really moist before I plant the seeds, so that way they already have enough moisture in there. Should be enough. So seed packs, what you're going to be looking for on seed packs is at the bottom they have a percentage, germination percentage. So this is 94%. So out of these seeds, I would use in each little cell here, I would probably do about anywhere from 3 to 5 seeds just to have a nice sort of clump of Claytonia. And it also tells you the proximity, so 950 seeds in a pack. So kind of get an idea how many seeds you need to place in each little cell. You don't want to have too much because then you'll end up losing some of your vegetables when you take this plant out. This is the corn salad, the Mache. Again, 450 seeds at 86% germination rate. So again, 86%, I'd probably do anywhere from 6 to maybe even 10 seeds per module, just so we can get a good amount of vegetable out of it. Most of these seeds, a lot of them are quite small, and with my big meaty fingers, it's hard for me to separate each cell or each seed per cell. So you can see they're quite small seeds. So do your best and try to separate them as thinly as you can into the cells. And again, evenly in the cells, so when they do come up, you don't have everything coming up just right in the center. So try to space them out a little bit. And like I said, when they do start to grow, you do want to try to get in there, fertilize them every 3 to 4 days until they're at least about, you know, roughly that size. Wait for a second set of leaves before you do fertilize, and then once the second set of leaves come out, then start to fertilize the plant. And every 3 to 4 days will really help them to grow faster. And once they're start to get rooted into these little cell packs, you do want to take them out as soon as you can, replant them. so there's less stress on your plant, and that way the plant won't go into flower. All right, so that was the Claytonia. We'll do a few of them here just at the same time, just to sort of get as many different ones as we can. These are all seeds that grow in very cold climate. This is corn salad, mache. Again, cool weather vegetable. And like I said, this one was 86. Well, this one's 96% germination rate. So again, I only really put, see, anywhere from 3 to 6 seeds per module. Again, I do my best to get 6 in there, but sometimes I will produce get a few more in there than 6. But nothing to worry about because it's more food for the family. So the other one would be spinach. You can start now as well. This is Bloomsdale Savoy. This one, they grow better in the fall or in the spring in cool weather, but they can also grow fairly well in the summer if it's not too hot. Again, make sure you look at your germination rate, 90%. They have approximated seeds, 370 seeds. So again, 90%, I'll probably do anywhere from, again, 3 or 4 seeds per module. Spinach seeds are a little bit bigger, so it's a little easier to be getting the seeds evenly distributed on spinach. And again, spinach is one of those very high nutrient vegetables as well. I believe they also have more nutrients than most of your lettuce in the store. So again, it's one of those kind of powerful greens for you to be growing. And one more we will be doing, Mizuna. Very similar to arugula, I find. It's that spicy kind of green, very leafy. Again, make sure there's no stress to the plant, or else the plant will just go into flower. But if it's growing in a sort of morning, afternoon sun and evening shade at the hot time of the day, you have more shade for these vegetables. They will grow a lot better and longer before they go into flower. So yeah, these guys are 98% germination rate, pretty high germination rate. I find these ones, they germinate pretty fast when I do them in the spring. Space the seeds out there so you don't have too many of them clumped up together. The more space for the roots, the better for the plant. And the other thing about these vegetables too is that a lot of these vegetables, you don't see them in the grocery store. And I believe the reason for that is, one is, just not a lot of growers are into growing more of the kind of unique vegetable and on the rare side. So if you can grow a lot of these vegetables yourself, even better. They're very easy to grow. Like I said, pop the seeds on top here, give them a few days, anywhere from 2 to 4 days. These plants will germinate fairly quick. And you can either put them into a little greenhouse just to keep them, to get the germination rate or the growing faster. They will germinate and sprout within 2 to 3 days if they're in a greenhouse. If left outside in the cool weather, as it is today, it could take anywhere from 3 or 4 days for them to germinate. And like I said, once they germinate, you do want to wait till they produce the second set of leaf before you do fertilize. The first set of leaves, they're not taking up much nutrients, so don't waste your fertilizer on the plants when it's just the 2 sets of leaves. Once the second set comes out, then start feeding. And like I said, I do every 3 to 4 days to give them a faster sort of growing period. Once all the seeds are done here, as you can see, I put a very thin layer of compost on top, or the not sort of compost, the seeding soil on top, just to lightly cover the seeds. You don't want to cover them too much because again, they won't germinate if they're too far down. So just something like this, so just a light top dressing on top. And you want to try to cover the seeds as much as you can, but again, not too deep. So if you're in other parts of BC, we're in Vancouver, like I said, so if you're in other parts of BC and it's still fairly cold, you may want to hold off on growing these vegetables. Even though they like cool weather, they still need a little bit of warmth, anywhere from day temperatures +5, +10 would be a good start for these vegetables to germinate. Okay, so once all that's done, I use the back of my hand, just a light tap, just to connect the seeds with the soil so they feel like they're naturally planted. And once this is done, I don't water my vegetables unless the top layer is dry, because the soil was wet. It looks a bit dry on top, but the soil will become wet within the next 5 minutes. And once it's lightly dry on top, I will just either give it a very light watering. You can either do two ways. The watering, like a mister, would help. Another way is just I run my hand underneath the tap and just sort of run the water off my hand lightly back and forth, just to so that way you're not splashing the soil. And again, if you splash the soil, the seeds could fall off. So anyway, you can keep the water on top. Light watering, keep it moist, and like I said, within two to 4 days, these guys even here on this table should be, you know, starting to germinate. And once they've germinated, within I'd say a week to 2 weeks, they should start to grow their second set of leaves, and that's when you can start to do your fertilizer. Organic fertilizer is the best. We do recommend organic because you are ingesting the food, so you want to have the best, you know, clean fertilizer for your vegetables if you're going to be intaking the vegetables. So, all right. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll be doing more videos as the weather starts to get a little bit warmer. The next set of videos I'll be doing will be probably going into the brassica family, so broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all things like that. All right, so everyone have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.